Welcome to the Deep Dive. This is where we take a whole stack of sources, find the most important bits of knowledge, the key insights, and tailor it all just for you.
Mm.
So today, we're taking a journey, actually, way back to the 13th century. We're focusing on the, well, truly extraordinary life and legacy of Sant Dnyaneshwar.
A fascinating figure.
Absolutely. Our mission, to sift through all this great material you've provided, uncover the story of this spiritual leader. He lived a remarkably short life, but wow, incredibly impactful.
Yeah.
And prepare yourself for some really surprising facts. We've got a story that, frankly, challenges how we think about spiritual power, equality.
Yeah.
It still resonates today.
And what's immediately striking, looking at these sources, is how Sant Dnyaneshwar isn't just presented as, a significant sadhu, a holy man.
Right.
He's believed to be an actual incarnation of Lord Panduranga himself. That sets a really powerful tone right from the start.
It really does.
It frames how we understand his influence, his reverence, even as a young man. It's quite something.
Yeah. Totally. I mean, imagine achieving these incredible spiritual feats, writing thousands, literally thousands of profound verses, laying the foundation for a huge spiritual movement, and doing all of this before you're even 14.
It's hard to fathom.
Right. And then performing miracles that people still talk about centuries later. That's just a glimpse of what we're getting into.
Yeah.
You're even going to hear about a buffalo, believe it or not, reciting ancient scriptures.
Yeah.
It's all right here in the material you sent over. So let's dive in.
Let's do it.
Okay, so let's kick off with one of his biggest contributions, something truly enduring. The Varkari Sampradaya.
Right.
Our sources clearly state Dnyaneshwar founded this spiritual tradition back in the 13th century, and it's still, hugely popular today. So for anyone maybe not familiar, what was the Varkari Sampradaya, and why was it so significant? Why does it still thrive?
Well, if you connect this to the wider spiritual scene of the 13th century, the Varkari Sampradaya showing up was, frankly, revolutionary. It's essentially a devotional movement, deeply, deeply rooted in bhakti.
Bhakti, so devotion.
Exactly. Personal, loving devotion to God, specifically Lord Vithoba, who is a form of Krishna. Now, think about the time. Spiritual paths could be very rigid, lots of complex rituals, heavy philosophy, caste barriers.
Very exclusive, often.
Precisely. Dnyaneshwar offered a path that was about simple, heartfelt devotion, open to absolutely everyone, no matter their social status, education, whatever. And this focus on personal experience, on sincere love for the divine, it just resonated. It clicked with ordinary people, giving them a direct line, to the sacred.
That makes a lot of sense, that inclusivity would naturally draw people in. Were there specific practices, like key things about the Varkari Sampradaya that helped it spread and last so long?
Yeah, definitely. Community was huge, and this deep sense of spiritual equality. Its followers, the Varkaris, they undertake these annual pilgrimages, Varkari Yatra to Pandharpur, that's where Lord Vithoba resides.
Okay, the pilgrimage.
And these yatras, they aren't just about walking. They are massive spiritual gatherings. Lots of communal singing of hymns. These are called abhang.
Abhang.
Sharing food, collective prayer, shared spiritual experiences. It's very powerful. This collective devotion plus teachings that really emphasized inner purity over just, going through the motions of rituals. It created this strong, enduring spiritual family, a real sense of belonging, shared purpose. And that's key, really, for any movement to stick around.
It's incredible, really, a movement from so long ago, still so vibrant. And speaking of origins, this is where his personal story gets really, really interesting. Our sources mention his parents' names, Vital and Rukmini. Now, for anyone who knows about Lord Panduranga of Pandharpur, you immediately spot the connection.
It's quite a coincidence, isn't it? Or maybe not a coincidence at all.
Exactly. Those are the exact names associated with the deity Vithoba and his consort. What does that symbolism tell us about his maybe perceived destiny, the family's spiritual lineage?
Well, it certainly raises that question about destiny, about divine connection, especially in Indian spiritual thought.
Yeah.
Having parents named Vital and Rukmini, it strongly suggests a preordained path for Dnyaneshwar, and the sources actually go deeper. They state Dnyaneshwar was born Dinadev, the second child. He had an older brother, Nivirthanathar, then Sopan, and a sister, Mukthabai.
4 siblings.
4 siblings, yes. And what's even more compelling is the belief that all 4 were divine incarnations themselves, Nivirthanathar as Lord Shiva, Dnyaneshwar as Vishnu, Sopan as Brahma, and Mukthabai as Ambal, or Devi.
Wow. So the whole family.
The whole family. It paints this picture of a truly sacred lineage, an extraordinary spiritual purpose for all of them. But, and this is crucial, despite this divine link, they face major social ostracism.
Right, you mentioned that.
Which adds this whole other layer of complexity, this paradox to their story.
Divine origins, but human struggles. That's powerful.
Yeah.
And then there's just the sheer prodigy aspect of Dnyaneshwar. His intellect, his spiritual achievements at such a young age.
Astonishing.
The material you gave us says that at, 13? The incredibly tender age of 13, she wrote around 9,000 poems. A commentary on the Bhagavad Gita.
9,000 verses, yes.
This huge work. It's called Dnyaneshwar or Dnyaneshwar. And it's not some dusty old text. It's still hugely popular, revered, recited during abhangs, during the Varkar Yatra today. Just pause on that 13. Writing a foundational spiritual text.
It's mind-blowing.
What makes it so enduring? Beyond just the shocking age.
Well, what's truly fascinating isn't just the volume, the age. It's the profound spiritual depth, the lasting impact.
Okay.
See, before Dnyaneshwar, the Bhagavad Gita was mostly for scholars who knew Sanskrit.
Right, not for everyone.
Exactly. Dnyaneshwar's genius was translating and commenting on this really complex scripture in Marathi, the language of the common people.
Democratizing it.
Absolutely. He democratized spiritual knowledge. He made these deep philosophical insights accessible to literally everyone, scholar or not. And the Dnyaneshwari, it's not just a dry translation. It's lyrical. It's poetic. It beautifully explains the Gita's teachings, karma yoga, bhakti yoga, jnana yoga, paths of action, devotion, knowledge.
Wow.
So to produce something like that at 13, a work that still guides millions, that's central to a living tradition, it just underscores his extraordinary spiritual insight.
Yeah.
It's really a powerful testament, isn't it? That deep wisdom isn't always about age or, traditional schooling. It can just manifest in incredible ways.
He made ancient wisdom available to everybody. Truly revolutionary for back then.
Yeah.
And his life, like you said, so short but so packed. Only 21 years old when he attained Jiva Samadhi in Alandi.
Yes, Jiva Samadhi.
In that short time, performing so many divine miracles, helping countless people embrace bhakti, devotion to God. It really makes you wonder, what kind of miracles are we talking about?
Indeed. And Jiva Samadhi itself, that's the conscious, voluntary leaving of the physical body. It's seen as an act of profound spiritual mastery.
Okay.
So achieving that state so young just further highlights his extraordinary spiritual level. The miracles attributed to him, they're often seen as more than just displays of power. They're like teachings in action.
Illustrating something deeper.
Exactly. Designed to show profound spiritual truths or maybe challenge social norms. They often carried a deeper symbolic meaning that went way beyond the event itself.
And our sources detail one really remarkable miracle, one that truly stands out. It happened in a village called Python in Maharashtra.
Python, yes.
And it perfectly illustrates his commitment to equality and the incredible power people believed he had. This is the story that really gets people talking. The one involving the buffalo.
Right. And this incident at Python, it really throws a spotlight on the religious context of that era.
Yeah.
Like we touched on, Dnyaneshwar and his siblings, despite this divine lineage people believed in, they faced severe ostracism, social exclusion.
They were considered impure.
Exactly. Deemed impure by their community, denied traditional religious rights, social acceptance. It must have been incredibly difficult, humiliating. It shows just how rigid the social prejudices, the caste system, were in 13th century society.
So this sets the scene. In one instance, the siblings are actually seeking acceptance, asking for mercy from the community president. He was basically the local religious authority figure. And Dnyaneshwar gets into this deep philosophical debate with him. He's passionately arguing this fundamental truth. All living beings are created equal in the eyes of God.
Well, radical idea then.
You can just imagine how that went down with a rigid leader in the 13th century, directly challenging the whole social order.
Right.
So the president, angered, maybe feeling challenged, does what people sometimes do to dismiss an idea like that. He points to a buffalo standing nearby in the gathering.
And his challenge was very direct, very condescending, calculated really to publicly shut down Dnyaneshwar's claim of universal equality.
Oh, so?
He basically asked Dnyaneshwar, okay, is this buffalo really equal to me? Me, who is so learned in the Vedas. They frack the most sacred scriptures.
The implication being?
The implication was clear. Only humans, and probably only certain kinds of humans, were worthy or even capable of that kind of spiritual knowledge. It was a test designed to expose what he saw as Dnyaneshwar's naive idealism, put the young upstart in his place.
And Dnyaneshwar, with just total conviction, replies with a simple, clear yes.
Which must have just infuriated the president even more.
You bet. So the president challenges him, okay, prove it. Make the buffalo recite the Vedas.
The ultimate challenge.
And what happens next?
Yeah.
It's just astounding. It's really the core of this deep dive. To everyone's absolute shock, Dnyaneshwar, with this calm, divine smile, they say, walks over to the buffalo, places his hand gently on his forehead, and the buffalo. It starts reciting the Vedas. It begins with the Agni Suptam hymn, Agnimi ile Purohitam.
I laud Agni, the divine priest.
Exactly. Can you just imagine the scene, the silence, then the gasps, the disbelief turning into pure awe among those villagers?
It's an incredible image. And what's fascinating here, this isn't just some old story passed down by word of mouth that might have gotten fuzzy over time. No, our sources point out that even today, if you go visit Python, you can see this very scene depicted. It's right there in the wall art at the Python temple.
Wow. Tangible evidence.
Well, tangible in the sense that it underscores the deep cultural impact, the enduring belief in this event. It's not just a folktale, it's a foundational story in the local spiritual memory. It gets reaffirmed through art, through tradition. It shows it was seen as more than just a miracle. It was a powerful symbolic teaching.
Okay, so let's bring it forward. What does this incredible story, this whole life, mean for us now, centuries on? You've heard about this young leader, just 21 years, lays the groundwork for a major spiritual path, writes 9,000 verses commenting on the Gita, performs these, well, divine miracles. What really stands out for you from this journey through Dnyaneshwar's life and the talking buffalo?
Well, if we connect it to the bigger picture, Dnyaneshwar's life, and the amazing story of the buffalo, it's not just about cool miracles, right?
Right.
They function as powerful allegories. They challenge social prejudice. They assert this fundamental equality of all beings. They demonstrate the immense, maybe limitless potential of spiritual energy, of devotion. Dnyaneshwar's act, it fundamentally blew up the assumption that spiritual knowledge or divine connection was only for certain people or even only for humans.
Good point.
It really encourages us, even today, to look past the surface, to question our own assumptions about who's capable, who's worthy, to think about who or what can be a vessel for the divine or for deep wisdom. It's a totally timeless message about inclusivity, about the universal spirit in everything.
You came here wanting to get knowledge quickly, but also thoroughly. And we really hope this deep dive into Sant Dnyaneshwar has given you some of those aha moments, showing how these ancient stories can still pack such surprising facts, such profound insights into human potential, into spirituality. It's a great reminder, isn't it, that wisdom can pop up in the most unexpected places and, well, at the most unexpected ages, too.
Absolutely.
So we've really unpacked a lot today. The remarkable life of Sant Dnyaneshwar, founding the Varkari Sampradaya, writing the Dnyaneshwari at just 13.
Incredible.
And that unforgettable tale of the talking buffalo at Python. His story, short in years, but just immense in impact, spreading bhakti, that message of universal devotion that still echoes today.
And it leaves us with a really important question, I think. If the divine can show up through the most unexpected beings, a young boy challenging the status quo, or even, an animal reciting sacred texts, what does that suggest about the hidden potential within ourselves and really within all living things around us? It encourages us to think about where real wisdom, real spiritual power might actually be found. Often, maybe, in places we just don't expect it. It prompts us to look a bit deeper than the surface.
So maybe the next time you encounter something or someone that you might just casually write off as ordinary or, not traditionally seen as capable of deep insight. Perhaps you'll remember the buffalo of Python, what unexamined potential, what untapped wisdom might be lying just beneath that surface, waiting perhaps for the right touch or just the right perspective to unlock it. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.